Hi, recognize me? I don't really have a mustache, so I'll take it off. I'm Frank Ritchie. I wrote a few books about the catering business, food preparation, mafia, the whole thing. The first book is Catering to the Mob, growing up in Bath Beach. The name of the restaurant was Via Appia. It was in Brooklyn. It connected Brooklyn with Staten Island. My second book is Respect. It's a fictionalized story about the real mafia in Brooklyn and Bath Beach. And the third book, believe it or not, it's called Bath Beach. It's called Bath Beach, Mafia Merchants of Death. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble if you'd like to buy it. It's really good, very funny, well written, very good reviews. Okay, I'm going to tell you a funny story that actually happened. Of all the things that I did in the catering business, this is by far the funniest, in my opinion. Okay, now, I call it the Dove story. Here's how it works. We had a restaurant in Brooklyn on the corner of 810 and 86th Street. And then we had the catering business where we used to go to the Knights of Columbus and these different places to do the parties. We even did tents in people's yards on Long Island where we set the whole thing, the tent. But when we went to these parties, we had to bring the tables, the chairs, the china, the silverware. We had to bring everything with the help and the waiters and the guys in the kitchen. It was a big deal, a big promotion, but it was a big deal. So we didn't have a catering hall. We used to use catering halls that were in existence. So this wise guy, all broken down guy with a big belly, pinky wing, comes walking into the restaurant with his wife, and he says, my daughter's getting married, and we would like to have the affair, the downtown Brooklyn, in the catering hall that my partner's father owned. It was called the Nautilus. I don't know where they got that name from. It had nothing to do with water. But they called it the Nautilus Catering Hall. But it was an old broken down catering hall. It didn't have air conditioning. It didn't have all the modern stuff that a restaurant or catering hall should have. So we said, well, we really would prefer a Knights of Columbus or a VFW hall that we used before. He said, no, I want this for memory's sake. He said, my wife and I had a 25th anniversary party here. Okay, fine. Is that what you want to do? Fine. So we decided. So we said, okay, how many people are you going to have? He says, 225 to 250. I said, okay, day before, 2 or 3 days before, let me know how many people for sure so we have enough food. He says, okay. He says, now listen, I'm telling you right now, I don't want to make a mala figura. I'm looking at him, I says, well, we're not going to make a mala figura means, I don't want to make a bad impression. Mala figura, bad impression. Don't worry about the mala figura, we know what we're doing. So we're getting ready a couple of days before the party. My friend Jack, the chef, says, let's do something different for this old fart. I says, okay, what do you want to do? He said, let's do the love cake. So I looked at Jack, he says, what the hell is the love cake? He says, what we do is we make the cake, a 5-tier cake, but the top tier will have 2 live doves in the top tier with a wire that comes down the back. And then when the band starts playing and they say the love cake, you pull the wire, the trap door opens up, and these 2 birds fly out. Everybody start clapping. I says, I'm not so sure about this idea with the doves and the cake. I'm not sure that's a good idea. He said, oh, no, I'm sure these are Sicilians, they're going to love it. Well, okay, you're ready. Now, what we didn't realize that there was no air conditioning in this catering hall, but they had fans in the ceiling. They had fans that oscillated. They went like this, back and forth, to move the air around, and then they opened the windows to get some cold air coming in from the street. So we said, okay, so the maitre d' for all our parties was Jack D'Angelo's cousin, who was the owner of the Pisa Caterers, which is another catering hall down the street. So the wedding, the party goes fine. All the ladies, all the Italian women had all these dresses and their shoes that matched. And once they got to the party, they took the shoes off because their feet were killing them. So they were dancing, so the 2 women are dancing together, the little kids are dancing with their fathers. So the chef, the maitre d' says, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time we're going to introduce the love cake by Jacques Caterers, which was my partner's name, Jack D'Angelo. So everybody's very attentive. So the bride and groom come up, they cut the cake, and while I go behind this whole contraption, I pull the wire, boom, and the door opens up, and these 2 doves fly out. And everybody go, oh, that's wonderful. Well, what we didn't realize, the doves fly out, and they flew directly into the fans. The doves hit the fans, and the next thing you know, there's blood and feathers flying all over the dining room floor. Everybody starts screaming. All the women with no shoes start running out the back door. I thought it was the end of the end. I thought this was it. So Jack and I run into the kitchen, and we hide in the walk-in box. This old broken down walk-in box, which is a refrigerator. We go in there. When the old guy comes in with the pinky ring, he says, "Where's your chef? I'm going to kill him." And everybody saw he went home. He had to go home. He's not here anymore. So we called the guy the next day, and we apologized, and we ended up doing the party for nothing. That's the Dove story. It really happened. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you again. Arrivederci.